Welcome. Today, we explore a fundamental question about a nation's economic identity. Is it better to build an economy on extracting natural resources or on manufacturing goods? Imagine two paths. One leads deep into the earth, drawing out raw materials. The other leads to bustling factories, transforming those materials into finished products. Which path leads to greater prosperity and stability? Let's analyze the economics, strategy, and diplomacy behind this critical debate. First, let's examine the power of resource extraction. This sector is the foundation, providing the raw materials that fuel the world. It primarily consists of three pillars: energy, mining, and forestry. Energy extraction involves harnessing oil, natural gas, and renewables, which power homes, industries, and transportation globally. Mining unearths essential minerals like potash for agriculture, uranium for nuclear power, and precious metals for technology and finance. Forestry provides the timber for construction and the pulp for paper, fundamental materials for modern life. These industries often form the economic backbone of entire regions, creating jobs and generating significant export revenue. They are the starting point of the global supply chain. Now, let's test your knowledge with a quick quiz. Question 1. Which sector is considered the starting point of the global supply chain? Question 2. Name one key mineral mined and its primary use. Question 3. Besides timber for construction, what is another major product from forestry? Question 4. True or false? Resource extraction only involves non-renewable materials. Question 5. What is a major economic benefit of a strong resource sector? Take a moment to consider your answers. Let's recap. The resource sector, encompassing energy, mining, and forestry, provides the fundamental raw materials for the global economy. It creates jobs, drives exports, and underpins countless other industries. It is the bedrock upon which economies are often built. Next, we turn to the manufacturing engine. This is where raw materials are transformed into the products we use every day. Think of the automotive industry, where steel, aluminum, and plastics become vehicles. Or aerospace, where advanced alloys and composites are engineered into aircraft. And of course, the technology sector, which turns silicon, rare earth metals, and plastics into smartphones, computers, and countless other electronic devices. Manufacturing adds significant value to raw materials, creating complex products and fostering innovation. It demands a highly skilled workforce, encourages research and development, and builds a sophisticated industrial ecosystem. Time for our second quiz. Question 6. What is the primary role of the manufacturing sector? Question 7. Name one industry within manufacturing and a raw material it uses. Question 8. Why is a skilled workforce crucial for advanced manufacturing? Question 9. How does manufacturing contribute to innovation? Question 10. True or false? Manufacturing only produces consumer goods. Pause here and think it through. So, to summarize this section, the manufacturing sector transforms raw materials into higher value goods, from cars to microchips. It cultivates a skilled labor force, stimulates technological advancement, and creates a diverse industrial base, moving an economy up the value chain. We're at the halfway point. If you're finding this analysis interesting, please take a moment to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments. Which sector do you believe holds more long-term potential? Now, let us consider a scenario. What could happen if a country with vast natural resources completely stopped manufacturing and relied solely on exporting raw materials? Its economy would become highly vulnerable to global commodity price swings, and it would miss out on the immense value added through production. Let's dive into diplomacy and global strategy. A country's economic focus heavily influences its international relationships. A nation rich in critical resources, like oil or rare earth minerals, holds significant geopolitical leverage. It can use its control over these supplies as a tool in negotiations, forming strategic alliances with countries dependent on its exports. However, this can also attract unwanted attention and pressure from global powers. On the other hand, a manufacturing powerhouse gains influence through its technological prowess and its role in global supply chains. think of countries known for their advanced electronics or precision engineering. Their brand becomes synonymous with quality and innovation, granting them a different kind of soft power and making them indispensable partners in trade and development. Let's proceed to our third quiz, question 11. How can a resource-rich nation use its assets in diplomacy? Question 12. What is a potential downside of being a major resource exporter? Question 13. What kind of international influence does a manufacturing leader typically have? Question 14. Define soft power in the context of a manufacturing economy. Question 15. True or false? A country must choose to be either a resource power or a manufacturing power, but not both. Consider these questions carefully to review. A country's dominant economic sector shapes its foreign policy. Resource wealth offers direct geopolitical leverage, but also brings risks. Manufacturing strength builds influence through technological leadership and integration into global value chains, a form of soft power. Finally, what does the future hold? As we look to the next decade and beyond, the ideal path appears to be a strategic balance. Relying too heavily on resource extraction can lead to the resource curse, where an economy neglects diversification and becomes subject to volatile commodity markets. Conversely, an economy without a strong resource base may be vulnerable to supply chain disruptions and dependent on other nations for essential materials. The future likely belongs to nations that can intelligently link the two. This means using resource revenues to fund education, research, and infrastructure for advanced manufacturing. It means processing more raw materials at home, capturing more value before export. This dual-pronged approach creates a resilient, diversified, and innovative economy prepared for the challenges of the 21st century. Here is our final quiz, question 16. What is the resource curse? Question 17. What is a major risk for a country that relies solely on manufacturing? Question 18. What is one way resource revenues can support a manufacturing sector? Question 19. Why is processing raw materials domestically beneficial for an economy? Question 20. What is the key to building a resilient economy for the future? Take your final moments to reflect. So, in conclusion, the debate isn't about choosing one path over the other. It's about finding a synergy between them. The most successful economies of the future will be those that leverage their natural wealth to build a sophisticated, innovative, and resilient manufacturing base. They will be both the foundation and the factory, masters of the complete value chain. This balanced strategy is the key to long-term prosperity and stable global standing. Thank you for joining this exploration. We hope this analysis provided a clear framework for understanding this complex economic choice. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please consider subscribing for more content. We'll see you in the next video.